ISUtv GSB Presidential Debate. We are back with closing statements and questions from the audience. We'll start with the side of Rolling and Dobbles for their closing statement.
Well, thanks, Jared. Rolling Dobbles campaign has been about three things from the very beginning. Progress towards our 5 and 10-year goals in concrete one-year steps. Nate and I plan to hold ourselves accountable and establish people in our cabinet to hold ourselves accountable as well for making progress towards our goals. We're not going to be just about statements. We're going to be about action, making sure we're taking positive, concrete steps towards achieving our 5 and 10-year goals. The second P we're focusing on is potential. I've mentioned a couple times tonight with the potential we want to focus on around campus. Campustown is an area of potential. Our student debt peer-to-peer mentoring group has a ton of potential, absolutely. And then within GSB as a whole, some of the things that get brought to GSB are kind of shunned aside. Nate and I are willing to make sure those things aren't shunned aside. Interestingly, a safety discussion was brought to my committee, University Affairs Committee, since it was supposedly ignored by this year's executive branch with the current member who was interested in bringing his safety survey to UA committee. That is absolutely disheartening to me. I want to make sure the student voice is at least being heard and recognized. And finally, we've been harping on it all night, partnerships. Partnerships are absolutely key to absolutely everything we can do. Before you have two guys. Nate and I, we're willing to put forth a ton of effort to make our projects and accomplishments happen. However, we are just two guys. We are committed to building an effective team, a team of cabinet members who are dedicated, who aren't going to leave at the end of the semester. We're going to make sure the commitment's known. And we're going to actually make sure the cabinet positions are publicized, making sure it's an open opportunity. It's not going to be some exclusive club that you had to be part of a campaign to be involved with cabinet. That's not the way it's supposed to work. So partnerships, potential, and progress are three of the things we are focusing on throughout our entire campaign.
And what you have before you are two students who have had very unique experiences all across campus. The majority of students haven't had. The open-mindedness that we're willing to bring to this campaign, to this student body, is very unique. We're not going to get bogged down to specific ideas and specific goals that we've had ever since we got here on campus. We want to hear what the students want because we're working for the students to help them develop the skills that they will have to become successful once they leave Iowa State.
And one more thing I'd like to add is that a comment that was posted on our website with regard to our communication skills. The quote was, "I've learned more about GSB in the 4 days of reading your blog than I have in 2.5 years on campus." And that really says something about the ability Nate and I have to communicate with student body, the willingness we have to make personal connections.
Well, thank you for your closing statement. We'll move over to the party of Peterson and Wilson for their closing statement.
Awesome. Well, I just want to thank everybody for watching tonight, first off, to have the opportunity to really speak to students about things that we would like to do and ways that we would like to see Iowa State better. I don't have a whole lot to say. I think that we were able to hit a lot of things, but to kind of sum it up a little bit, I love GSB. It's really that simple. The passion that Jacob and I have, especially Jacob, to work on the goals that we have really carries through the long meetings and the long nights, and it's really that passion that is able to keep us going through things. So I love what I do. I've had a year to work as vice president. I've got to talk to some really amazing students. Iowa State is full of great people, and I want to do it again. I want to serve you guys all, the students, for another year and work towards bettering Iowa State and making the experience at Iowa State the best it can be for everybody.
And just one final thing I'd like to add is Shannon and I have had a chance to go all across the campus, talk to students from every major, every college. Our eyes have been opened to by so many things, going out to Vet Med and talking to the students involved there who oftentimes get kind of forgotten about that far south of campus. But we want to make sure that every student knows that they have a confidant in us. They have an ally in Chandra and myself, that any issue they can feel free to come and speak to us about. We're very grateful that today we received the endorsement of the Iowa State Daily. I encourage anyone who hasn't checked out today's Daily to maybe pick that up or go online. We're very grateful for that and their recognition of what we want to do for Iowa State University and every student here. whether it's working to manage student debt to help every Iowa State student afford their college education, or whether it is working with the Mind the Gap Committee to celebrate diversity at Iowa State and not only recognize our diversity, but focus on inclusivity all across campus to bring so many different voices together. Chandra and I are ready, and we really hope you will consider voting for us on March 1st and 2nd. Also, check out the website, petersonwilson.com. Thanks.
All right, thank you both for your closing statements. Thanks to both sides for participating in tonight's debate. You've done a wonderful job, and I hope the students at home have gained a higher knowledge of what you both are fighting for ISU and the student body. Now, we do have one question from the audience tonight. I believe it's from Mario Winburn. If you'd like to address who you're pointing your question towards and your question itself.
Okay, my question is to Rawlings and Dobbles. First of all, have either of you lived off campus?
We have not.
Okay, and the reason that this is important to my question is because in regards to Campustown, like, you all mentioned a lot about economics and things like that, about how that's important, that is important to fix Campustown. But my concern is living off campus, when you go to look for a place off campus, you look to see if the place is clean, if it looks nice. My concern is if no one's moving to Campustown, then how is that going to be fixed? So my question is, what are your plans to make Campustown actually look nice so that we can actually have people move to Campustown and actually enjoy, the atmosphere?
All right. I'd answer that by saying looking nice will come. It's a great first step if you want to make some things look nice. But if we can't promote the long-term viability of economics in the area, things will deteriorate again. I mean, we can keep throwing money at things that look to have them look nice. But if we don't develop something self-sustaining in the area, we really can't. We can't promote long-term success of the Campustown area. As far as the whole living off campus thing, I don't feel that's necessarily too relevant to our ability to work in the Campustown area. We understand some of the issues that are important to students. We have quite a few friends who live off campus, even if we don't experience things personally. We know about the issues. We hear about them all the time. We hear them every day from quite a few people. So as far as facelifts first, I still don't think that's the answer.
Okay.